Ooh, actually, I do need to change something on screen here. Because what I'm probably gonna do instead of Black Mage at the moment is level up a Marauder. I think that's just MRD, right? Because I got Black Mage to 50 last night, and it, I'm kind of wanting to do, like, maybe the extremes with that. Just because it's at 50, I'm familiar with it. I don't have to kind of take a step back like I do with this and start fucking up. um, so yeah, I think that might be a better idea than just, um, than just continuing to level Black Mage. Also, the whole, no, that's not what I want. Also, the whole... Why does it even let me click on that only? Like, that doesn't do anything. I don't understand why the Aetherites aren't just above everything. That seems kind of silly. I completely forgot what I was saying. Something about... Marauder leveling. But I can't remember. Oh well, it'll come back to me. What ho, Aldine? I trust you had a good night's rest. I was... Yeah, I was, Actually, no. I went out into the fields of, Lanos... Lanosha and swung an axe about for hours. Wasn't much of a rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Y'shtola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. With that in mind, I suggest we pay Orianger another... Wait, where is Alize? She was here a moment ago with Garbu. Let me hop on the dragon and have a look around. Fucking tree. Oh, there they are. What are you guys up to? Ah, let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I have already packed my things. How is he? Hey, newest girl. Brother, Commander Bloden. Something tells me you are not solely here out of concern for his welfare. Things are bad? Oh no, what's happened? But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. Not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. PlayStation logged me out and is making me reset my password. Ugh. Amazing. That sucks. You will look after him, won't you? Google won't let me into the account. Wait, what? What do you mean? Google won't let you into your PlayStation account? Am I confusing something there? I can't get into the email that's connected to my PSN. Oh. Well, shit. There are backups for that. I'm pretty sure if you have a, what is it? You can usually designate a fallback email address to get stuff like that. But, yeah, that fucking sucks. I hope you remember your security questions. The email was made and discarded before that was a thing. Oh. Well, I mean, you should still be able to get into it somehow. It might take a bit, but I wouldn't stress too much. Like, there should still be some way to get back into that account. Like, they don't just abandon it, you know. Google account recovery tells me they can't verify it's my account. Oh. Well, shit, that sucks. Are you able to change the email address of a PlayStation account? I'm pretty sure you're able to, but you probably need to be logged in to do that. Maybe you can do PlayStation account, not without signing into the account. Yeah, maybe you can do a PlayStation account recovery and specify a different email address. I forget how that works though. But if you use PSN a lot, like, they should be able to determine, like, if it's your account via activity or something like that. I feel like they'd have a decent, fallback for that if your email address doesn't work. Freaking out that I'm about to lose everything. Well, look, so if Google is just like, we can't get you back into that email, instead try and get back into the PlayStation account. Perhaps there's a different route of account recovery you can go through that isn't just, okay, here's email, like, here's the email address to reset your password. Hang on a sec. Yeah, my suggestion would be, search solutions. Let's have a look. Featured, no. Recovering a forgotten PSN account password? Maybe? Oh no, that's going to put me into a chat, right? Yeah. In that case, I would, like... Well, sure, like, obviously the automated ways to do your account recovery is not gonna, like, it obviously works with email, right? Because that's the system they have in place. But they're not gonna just, like, their customers, like, I would hope, at the very least, that they have systems set up to help people who aren't in that situation. It's just that the easiest way to help everyone in that situation is to send an email to the email attached to the account. But if you can't get into that, then you might have to go through like live chats or something like that with PlayStation support. At least from a couple of answers I saw, stuff about, look, their customer service is good, all of their automatic stuff is using email and password, obviously, but the best thing to do is, in a situation where that doesn't help, is to contact them by email or live chat. So that's probably the best route to take. So if you go to, like, here, and it says there's a subheading called Secure with recovering a forgotten PSN account password. I'd go through that and see if there's anything that says, okay, if all of that doesn't help, then email this, send an email to this address and try and help out, or get onto their live chat. Like, it's obviously distressing not having access to the easy way through it, but, like, they're not just gonna let that account die, because that's like, there are avenues to address this, newest girl. Just, you're gonna be okay. Fuck, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, yeah, there's not going to be an automatic, easy solution to this. This might be something that might take a couple of days. But you can solve it, but you've got to get in contact with their support. And not just going through the FAQ and stuff like that. Minor tangent, but yeah. You're going to be alright. Like, this stuff happens, and they will have systems in place to help you. Don't worry. And if you use that PSN account often, like, you could probably just say, hey, look, here's the games on it, here's the last thing I bought on it, here's the recent activity. Like, and, like, I've been in situations with a lot of game networks recovering accounts, like, doing that. Being like, hey, live chat is closed right now. Well, okay, but, like, sure, that might be closed right now, but that doesn't mean, like, it'll be open later. Yeah, they're Monday to Sunday, but only during a certain amount of time. Is that what you play 14 on, out of curiosity? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Yes, I play everything on PlayStation. Okay, yeah. Yeah, obviously that's gonna suck not being able to play anything, but them's the ropes. Like, yeah, tying that stuff to emails you don't use is probably, well, for this very reason, a bad idea. fuck. In fact, the very idea that you don't use that email account much is probably part of the reason that Google just would be like, well, I mean, we can't figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. So here's my first information security bloody PSA of the day. Make sure that you have access to all the email accounts that you have accounts tied to. Because otherwise stuff like this happens. Also two-factor, because that can provide extra layers of I made it when I was like 12. I was a dumb kid. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've been using the same email since I was like, actually, I'm not going to say that. I actually have many emails, but I find them very easy to manage because of a very neat thing. But I'm not going to express more of that. But yeah, like, I'm sure other people have been in the same situation, and this stuff happens. Like, what, there were too many X's and numbers in mine. I had to make a more professional one. Well, I don't know if it's a thing for, Gmail, because I don't use Gmail, but I know some email services allow you to make aliases where you essentially have, like, your email account, which is, let's say, like, abc123@gmail.com, but they'll allow you to say, okay, I want emails that go to an extra address to come to this one. So you can specify xyz789@gmail.com, and emails going to either of those will go to the same inbox. It's a really neat feature. I kind of wish I had the foresight to have done that myself, to be honest. But I still managed to manage, so. But then again, like, I've been in IT, like, I was always a tech conscious kid, so, like, even in high school, this kind of stuff was stuff I always thought about. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and all emails from command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to... And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alice. Thank you. I think I had 5 different emails as a kid for some reason. Christ. God damn it. How do I always manage to end up with, wheat bix in my teeth? Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. Those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. Feeling the girls are bad with computers stereotype, baby. Yeah. Oh. I thought we were actually going to leave on that, but I guess not. Wait, sit. Okay. Why didn't we just go there? Yeah, I'm kind of lucky to have not run into this problem in a very long time. I think the only time I've run into something close to this is when someone managed to get into my Facebook, but one of my mates helped me get it back, and we specifically set up some safety nets for if I ever lost my Facebook again. But as a result, I've kind of learned to put in a few layers of fail-safes for stuff like that, especially important accounts, because, like, obviously not being able to sign into your PSN locks you out of all of your fucking games. We've heard the glad tidings from O'Gilmore, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Laminsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. It was by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavily on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Guren oracles, that we that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Midfilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in the world will die? In essence, the verse speaketh of the reunification of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream, or renunciation. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner of in the manner the Warriors of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Wait. This fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner the Warrior of Darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Is he saying that... He's using the word void, but I don't know if he's talking about, like, the darkness void or something that is devoid, if that makes sense. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such, at least, is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Oh, sorry, I understand now. So, you either have the world rejoin the source and kill everyone, or you let the light wipe out all life, where nothing lives. Yeah, so he's drawing a distinction between everyone dying from the calamity as opposed to life being essentially annihilated in that reality. we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Unless thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring the summoning of Ralgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of... Elaine Roadroller is back. Network of spies. Surely you jest. And yet, it's not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. You must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Aldine, Alice, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. I think we're about to run into... If I didn't know any better, I think we're about to run into Papalimo and Ida. Because the one place I recognized them in the vicinity of was a place that looked like Thanalan. So, Alfino, Alize, Aldine, are you three listening? Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smugglers' warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too. What few remained, regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamigo, we are told. There it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have any need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Huh. And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Oh, wait a moment, there is more, and I defy you to not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of Elaine Roadroller, the infamous Ivy herself. Sorry, Thancred. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. Yeah, that's a good... well, I mean, obviously me, the player, kind of knows what's up, but the characters in the game are suddenly going, hang on a minute, or Alize at least is like, hang on a minute. Ariange shouldn't have known that. And if he did, how did he know? Well, he clearly did. I'm really surprised she's not saying anything. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Ariange's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Most dedicated pupils and spent much time at Lavallure Estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though. Little amigo awaits. I need to get a good look at Oriange. Hey, buddy. What was the key for first-person view? Fuck. System? Damn it. It was under movement. Oh. Did I just scroll right past it? Draw sheath weapon point. Oh, there it is. Right. Sorry to get right up in your face, buddy, but... Alright. Wild shot. Oriange is the masked individual with the Warriors of Darkness. It looks like he has the same hair color. That's what I was gonna look at, is his beard, because you can clearly see, like, there's hair there. And interestingly, you can see all of this part of Oriange's face. No, his name is... Or, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. The Masked Man is the Masked Man. Oriange is Oriange. But interestingly, you can see all of this part of Oriange's face, and you can only see all of this part of the Masked Man's face. And they're both Ellison. They both have similar hair colors. It's not even close to the same name. I guess you're right. Damn. Thought I was onto something there, but you're right. They have different names. Ah. I was gonna make a joke about, like, oh god, it'd be so weird for someone to have two names, but I was actually trying to think of if anyone in the story had went by another name at some point. I don't actually remember. Right. We're going to Little Alamigo. I'm glad that penny dropped. Why has he suddenly changed outfits? He was in their presence. He's been in their presence before, just wearing his regular shit. But then he's... Or maybe he more formally joined them and has obviously taken up a a garb befitting of that. But, like, if he was gonna do, like, the whole two-named thing or try and deceive us, like, it would make sense to have, like, a outfit that didn't look like that. Because then you just see... Fuck is... Hang on a sec. Maybe later. Hang on a second. Alright. Anyway, I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Arielge? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Aldine, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. When we were free. That mask. That's the mask we saw. So, to review, we are reliably informed that the members of the Alamegan Resistance operation here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Aldine, why don't you question the residents in the east half of town? Alizé and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Sifrid. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, my friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Uldans to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder the Garleans won't stop until we're under all the yoke. Oh, we're all under the yoke, sorry. The Griffin. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin in his lot, I'll bet. Seems that the talk of little Alamigo these days. Folk wondering what he's up, what he's about, what he's got in store for the Garleans. And what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, or what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew where he was. Your guess is as good as mine. Call. Yeah, that's not... It's not how that Griffin is spelt, but... closer to Peter Griffin, and I don't want to think about that. Yeah? Resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if it's not as if I'd be any use to him. You set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Oof. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin seems to be the leader of a few newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet, despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervour is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leaders to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Gunderbold are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Do you know anything about Stormblood? I do not. Stormblood is the expansion I know the least about. Like, I literally have no idea. Like, Shadowbringers, I was privy to the the marketing material and the obvious symbolism and stuff like that. Um, Heavensward, I was pretty much entirely blind for as well. I mean, ARR I was as well. But the only thing I knew about, like, Heavensward, for example, was that it took place in Ishgard. It had something to do with dragons because of the dragoons. Yeah, I think that was all I knew. Stormblood, I have literally no idea. Although I could probably piece it together from, like, things like this. I mean, some of this I haven't explored, and there's an expansion coming up. Some of that's probably going to come up, but I don't know where or what or when, so... Much as it pleases me to see you again, Aldine, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. That is the appropriate reaction when the Warrior of Light strolls into town. It's just like, oh shit, what the fuck is happening now? The Griffin. I know of him, as do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Quan. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. So yeah, I have like literally no idea what Stormblood is about. And I watched the VOD from yesterday. Oh yeah. So your Halshafon reaction. Yeah, like instant. Alright, this place was a dungeon, wasn't it? Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire.
Those robes look suspiciously close to Renassians.
In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains.
Just realized we never figured out what happened to Ilbert.
We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country. Or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight.
Oh, he's not even wrong.
They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more. Blood demands blood. And the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
This is not the place for this, guys.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
Hold on. Hang on. I need to look at a thing. Have his eyes changed? I think they have. I thought his eyes were blue, and it looks like he used to have a monocle. Oh yeah, I know he used to have a monocle, but I'm pretty sure his eyes weren't silver. I could be wrong about that, though. Ah, fuck. 14A. Yeah, I don't really want to Google that, because that could be spoilers. Could be just a lighting here. I don't know. That's pretty stark, if you ask me.
See what I see. If you feel as
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
Because that'd be... So, Y'shtola has white eyes, or silver eyes. Thancred has a silver eye now. Papalymo's eyes are silver. In fact, you know what I can do? I'm just going to pull up the highlight of that last bit in ARR. Alright. We're starting to make our escape. Come on, zoom in on Papalimo's face. Fuck. Oh no, no, he does have silver eyes there too. Hang on. I'm just gonna show this for proof. So it's gonna look like Streamception for just 1 second. Did you enjoy re-clearing Titan Hard? What the fuck was that? Like, why? I really don't get why that was a thing. Properties. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so... yeah, he does have silver eyes there as well. So... yeah. That's cool. But yeah, I was super confused by why we were just going back to do Titan Hard. That's so fucking weird. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you. Though it was pretty obvious you and Aldine would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that... forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time? I think it's the only real time you do it. I guess I'm just wondering the reason why. Repaying a favour. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Eldar, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves and that General Rauban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumour that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Oh no, it's the boss. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one. And mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Did you see the people on stage with the fucking, like, half down? Whatever. Big boss. No. The boss of Passione. That may have just flown over people's heads, I don't know. More people need to watch part 5. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the... For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompts you to take an interest in the Griffin? crystals. Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan, but the Griffin... Well, the man is an enigma. Cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made such claims of late. The masks have made such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not. It is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together. And if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Yeah, our resident punch girl. Indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us. I was really wondering when we were going to meet up with these guys again. Papa Limo's... The fuck was that? Oh, right. Fucking... The battle animations, like, persist through walls and shit, so, like, you get that weird, Fuck, what is it called? Not occlusion, It's almost like radial distortion. I had Kananita's trans. I could see that. I can definitely see that. Especially the, you can definitely read that, like, covering, her face and that is kind of, it could be a discomfort with, being seen in that, which obviously has big, would resonate with trans people a lot. It has always been weird to me. In what way? If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we... I can't get a read on her. Yeah, well, like, part of her character is that she is, like, pretty impulsive. Not to, like, a ludicrous degree, but she's always, like, gung-ho for whatever's going on. And combine that with the fact that you generally do not see her face a lot, I can definitely see how people would be like, never get a read on that girl. Which, when the other person where there's another person in the Scions who is, I'm having growing suspicions about, well, I mean, they're basically being confirmed by the meta-narrative that's going on, but, there's another person in the Scions that conceals basically half their face all the time, and, yeah. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plan in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alfino will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered, at least. Yeah, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Talbot, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough. Thank you. And with that, Aldine, let us be off. I mean... Now, surely... I guess people have never seen the Warrior of Light. I keep backing up to this point where I'm like... like, I kind of said it before, right? Where, like, you know, the Warrior of Light walks into your town and people are going to be like, oh god, what's happened? But, like, I don't know if anyone's actually seen me. If there are a lot of people who would just recognize me just by that. Not 100% sure about that. I mean, clearly not, because, like, I can disguise myself and it'll be fine. That wouldn't really work if every single person in the realm knew who I was. Talbot is downstairs, yeah. Yeah. You want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. A heavy leather pouch entrusted to you by... Why is it over here? Fucking stay this side, you piece of trash. All problems can be resolved with a fistful of gil. For the rest, one must needs resort to a sack. Well, you're the ones with the gil, and seeing as your friends are Papalimo. There. Tunic and slops for the both of you. Tailored and treated to your tastes. Now off with you, before someone sees us together. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see you at the spot Papalimo marked on our maps. God, I kind of wish it wouldn't... This thing would not take up a spot in my fucking inventory. It's... Like, my armory... My armory is already getting crowded as is. I should really do another round of, throwing a bunch of stuff in the, Throwing a bunch of stuff in... Excuse me? Why is it locked? My inventory doubles as extra armory almost permanently long. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine. While wearing the weathered shepherd's tunic and slops. Oh. Right, they were pants. Okay. Well, look at us, a pair of down-at-heeled adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game. You need to put the pants on. Yeah, no, I got that. I got that. Oh, shit. Literally them.
My thanks, comrades.
I really want to get a look at his cape again, because there was a thing on it and I didn't quite make out what it was. But this mask is fucking great, I must say. Yeah. It's a shame.
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
Why does that look familiar? Like it's a griffin with a sword. Was that one of the was that one of the things in the map in the teleport one of the categories in the teleport menu? I'll have to have a look. Why did you need to look at him to confirm that?
Great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal.
Okay, Alfino, from now on, I am the one who is asking questions like this. Oh my god. Why? That's the crest of Alamigo. Ah, the Griffin. That's why you picked that name. Or that's why they picked that name.
because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Was this really the plan? To just out and out say that?
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
The famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal.
I can't believe we're literally having this straighter conversation about this.
We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
Fuck Ifrit's back then.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
Ifrit hard again, baby. Oh.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
That had to be an MSQ thing. Because I remember doing that. Oh, fuck. Oh, who was that? Shit. Quarry Mill is part of, like, yeah, level 28 MSQ. Quarry Mill is, like, is part of the Shroud, right? Is that where the Whalers were? South Shroud, yeah. Fuck, I think I remember that quest too.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Are we going to call attention to the fact that we just outed these two as Scions of the Seventh Dawn in the Resistance? Like, this conversation did not go the way I thought it would. We'd been really direct, and I was like, oh, shit. Well, that's it then. I mean, they're fucked. But then it was just fine. And the Griffin was like, go take a look. And, hey, Warrior of Light, big fan. Anyway, we're going to head off now. Like... Whoa, a lot of that blew past me. Holy shit. I guess they're just like... We're not enemies, we just wanted to know if they were going to summon a primal. I suppose, but we did it in a very deceitful way. And, Phoenix is looking funny. Yeah, my sub is running out soon, so I'm like, no, I'm gonna do a lot of FF14 before it runs out. Also because next weekend as well, I've got I'm gonna be playing a lot of PoE, so I'm not gonna be subbing back for like a week or so. I know. In fact, I think I don't think I said that from the outset of the stream, so now we're all on the same page. I'm hoping, I don't know, I might be in the mood for more 14 tomorrow as well, in the Ace Attorney's time slot. I don't know, it depends on how I feel. Maybe I'll feel like I need a break from it, but yeah. Just came from playing this with the group I joined. Oh, nice. How's that going for you? Yeah, that conversation really did not go the way I thought it would. And you're right, like, we're not... I feel peace for once. That's really good to hear. Like, we're not enemies, because, like, we don't like the, we don't like the Empire either. They are critical of the fact that we haven't done anything about it. You know, not that we've had much chance in recent time, but it just felt very especially considering how it was impressed upon us that the Griffin is very suspect of outsiders, particularly the Scions. The man we talked to, who was impersonating the Griffin, basically being like, I mean, you can check. Here's what we did with those crystals. Is very... And wow, you really advanced quickly. I've been playing a lot of this. What playtime am I at the moment? Almost 8 days worth? I've been playing this a lot. Yeah. Like, so there's one of two things going on here, right? And it could be a bit of both. Either, A, they do actually see us as not enemies, and, I mean, they're fine. Like, they'd even open it to us to be like, hey, you should join our cause. Or, what they're planning to do could not possibly be thwarted, or that they don't feel that the Scions are a threat to their mission, which I guess is also pretty valid. Yeah. Before we move on, though, Let's see if I can... Rock of Rancor. No. Where was... Terror at Falgord. Back to square one. Big Trouble in Little Alamigo. Foot in the door. Fuck. Where? Hang on. I actually want to see if I can pick out the quest, because if I can, I could actually be able to just straight up name this person. Quarry Mill. Oh, I can't see the quests there. Fuck, I'll have to look at that in a sec. Put that stuff back on. Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember... Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. I mean... So let us keep moving forward together, Aldine. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. I mean... One life for one world. Uh-oh. Alfino would keep moving forward. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zarak, ready to be put to use by the Amalja. We must appraise Alizé of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. This was like 4 to 5 years after ARR, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and like, obviously within that context, like, barely anyone's gonna remember that. Like, obviously, it very specifically points to Quarry Mill, right? On to Little Alamigo, Tifa 3, foot in the door. Meeting with the Resistance, killing him softly. One of Mefred's men requires urgent treatment for a wound, but the residents of the hamlet refuse to lift a finger. You must prevail upon Albreda to convince them to aid him. Although her compatriot's life is in danger, Albreda cannot bring herself to disregard the will of the elementals. Instead, she bids you consult the hamlet's resident healer, a woman named Charlene. Despite your earnest pleas, Charlene does not relent. The will of the elementals is absolute, and there will be no succor for the Alamegans. You sorely dread having to return to Mefred with the unhappy tidings. Mefred is understandably displeased with the verdict, and uses some choice words to express his opinion of the elementals. Is there no other way to aid him and his people? May not actually name him. I think I'm going to try to get the Futaba trophy in 5 vanilla now while watching. I mean, yeah, it'd be a good time for it, just cruising around Mementos. That reminds me, I was going to grab lunch a few minutes ago, but I got on a roll with that cutscene, so I'm going to take a little break here just to make some lunch, and then we're going to have a lunch break, and something I haven't done in 14 at all, is talk while I eat. But, yeah. Yeah, so I'll be back in a few minutes. And I'm back. Yeah, I completely forgot that newest girl. I think yeah, because I had ordered a burger, and you showed up. I think right as I got it, or I was unpacking it. I was kind of hoping there'd be more music, but where's Alice? Little Amigo. Actually, no. Let's go to Uldar. Because there'll at least be music there. Fucking pimples. I'm gonna try and make this a short little break, but I don't know. I always get talking during these, so obviously can't guarantee it. But yeah, that pulling ASMR eating stream out, baby. Yeah, more or less. Sort of. Not entirely, but about as close as this channel's ever gonna be. But yeah, pulling out someone that I have like literally interacted with way earlier in the story is a great pull. It's a neat little thing, especially because like it directly ties into like your like it isn't just, oh, remember that character? Well, they're super important now. It's like they're super important now, and the reason is because you helped them. Like, they would not be where they are right now without your literal help, and also the thing you have symbolized in terms of giving hope to a lot of people, and the idea that one person can make a difference. That's a neat little thing. They do name him in that quest log, by the way. Hasten back to and deliver the pot of herbal ointment to Faramund. Is it Faramund? Oh, Galleon. That's it. Has disappeared from Quarry Mill and entreats your help in tracking down his wounded comrade. That's right. In a note that Galleon left to Albreda. That's the guy, yeah. You have learned that the wounded Alamegan decided to leave Quarry Mill of his own volition in an attempt to not burden his fellows any longer. Damn. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. I don't actually remember how that song goes. But yeah, like that's a really neat inclusion as a character within that. Actually, the other thing I wanted to look at. Yeah. Yeah. I knew I'd seen that somewhere before. I think I'm gonna heat up some pizza for a late lunch. That sounds delicious. I ate all my pizza last night. Because I am a guts. I probably shouldn't do that, but it's so good. And I just feel really good with a belly full of pizza, I'm not gonna lie. Guts. No, not that guts. You're making me hungry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sure this pasta noises, the pasta noises are not helping either. About to reveal your horrifying backstory like guts. I don't have one. I'm simple middle-class white boy. There's nothing really extraordinary about my life. So every time you have lunch break, I can smell it. Well, it smells beautiful, so you're welcome. Wow, look at Mr. Middle Class over there. Yeah, yeah. I know. So, I mean... Oh, actually, I have been here before. Or this is a place that's been revealed to me? What the fuck? Why would I have... Huh. But if I were to guess, I would guess that, Gear Albania probably has something to do with Stormblood. City versus Wilderness. I'm just wondering why I would have been to the city. Like... Oh, unless it's just colored that because of that, but... I don't know, I always associated this, like, color with, Explored instead of, the other one. Oh, and then there's... Right. That's where the Far East is. No fucking clue what that is. Ishgard was like that before you went there too. Oh shit, you might be right actually. Huh. Yeah, I think you were right actually. Damn. Clearly I haven't been paying attention to the map. That's probably fair. It seems like a minuscule amount of XP to worry about, but, I mean, yeah. At the same time, then it doesn't really matter if you do or don't get it, I guess. point next spaghetti code, perhaps. I mean, that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a bit too picky about that statement. Spaghetti code is not code that is buried so deep in years and years of development that you can't fix it. That's not what spaghetti code is. Spaghetti code is code that is just written not well and not structured. Like, you can have incredibly well-structured code, but if you build on it for like 15 years, then yeah, some things are going to be hard to change. Just, sorry, as a software engineer, that kind of stuff unfortunately irks me. So is your server a mix of JP and Oz players? Yeah, that seems to be the case. It seems to be a decent mix, or a lot of Japanese players, New Zealand and Australian, I would assume. It's all pasta to me. Fair enough. You said you were a software engineer? Yeah, I am. I've been working as one for 6 years, maybe 7 now. It'll at least be 6 by October. I really want to share with other people my sick Pirates of the Caribbean reference from last stream, but the crossover of 14 fans I know and people who would remember that line are practically zero. Yeah. Yeah, it is an incredibly niche joke. I'm a test analyst. Oh, okay, neat. For software or hardware? Or, like, combinations? Neat. Is there a particular industry you're doing that in at the moment? Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that question. The software, what kind of industry is the software you're testing used in? Like, is it office software, like internet, or corporate software, stuff like that? Played Street Fighter V at launch, and so you could say I'm something of a tester myself. Yeah, I mean, I played like, well, I mean, PTR and beta is kind of basically public testing, but I was gonna make a WoW joke, but yeah. It's mostly web, but I don't do much programming except when writing automated test scripts. Oh yeah, of course. Like well, I guess depending on what particular part you're doing, you're overseeing like testing and how it's structured. So like, yeah, if there are new features added, then you're the person who's got to be like, okay, well now we need to. You get a list of things that that feature needs to do in order to pass something, and you form the tests for them. A company is against letting testers do unit tests, which is unfortunate. Really? So what do they do? Do they just say, here's the complete system and just do it? Or... Because, I mean, it does depend on the, it does depend on the kind of system you're working with, but I don't know, like, that's kind of weird. I would have thought that, like, at least informal unit tests and not, like, because a lot of people associate unit tests with, like, actually, hang on a second. I want to make sure I'm not getting my terms mixed up. Right. Yeah. No, it is component testing. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's weird. So do you just get the, like, complete, like, if you have the argument is that the developers who made the codes should be the ones doing the unit tests as they're more familiar with it. I can definitely see that argument, but not having that formally done is not good, because once you get to grander testing, which I'm assuming is what you're doing, like, and I'm sure you know this, but just for everyone else who's here, like, if you get your developers to do informal unit testing, then they can say, okay, this component works, and they can just say that. Whereas if you formalized it within a test, there's something on paper that says someone has run through this and seen for themselves that it works, right? So when you go to, okay, we put everything back together and run the whole thing and make sure it can do everything, then you can immediately start narrowing down where problems are, because, like, all the individual components work well. It must be something in the interactions between them. They themselves build the unit tests. Most of the tests I actually write are interface tests. Oh, okay, right. So they are doing formalized unit tests, but yeah, that would make sense then. Like, that makes sense. At my job, I took up basically writing verification records for anything I've worked on. And my argument was a similar thing. It's like, look, obviously the people who are testing this are going to be the ones who long-term maintain the document, because they're the ones who are doing the, oh my god, I forgot the word. Regression testing. So it makes sense that they, maintain the document over time, because they're the ones that are testing it. But at least for an initial document, developers are probably the best person to do that, because they should be doing something to verify it in the first place, and that puts them in the best position to write a document like that. It's unfortunate, because while I see their point, getting experience with unit tests would do wonders for my curriculum. Yeah, that would definitely be true. Especially because it is, basically, as their argument goes, it's much closer to what developers do most of the time, or, like, even informally. So obviously you would be a lot more involved in... It would look better than if you were just doing interface testing. Also, it's raining here today, and I'm so glad I chose to stream a bit later as a result. I was gonna mow today, but then it rained, so I can't mow a wet lawn. Well, at least it's inadvisable to, but yeah. Could use some raining here. It's been really hot. I really don't like winter. I really like there being sun and it being, like, not hot, obviously, but I would much prefer basically sweating because it's too hot than, like, shivering because it's too cold. Overcast weather, rain, I just hate it. So I'm dying for spring and summer to kick in a bit more. But of course, being in Australia, that unfortunately means fire season is around the corner, so going to be an unpleasant summer. I can tell you that much. I really want that experience to leave here and move to, I don't know, exactly Ireland. Why Ireland? Actually, I'll be right back, because I just finished. I'm going to quickly wash this stuff, and then we'll get back to some more 14. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, and the other thing about the other thing about winter at the moment is that if it's raining at all, then it means it's tougher to go out and like walk around, because wearing a mask that's wet is not a good idea. Yeah. Fuck, I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. All right, Ireland is one of the more accessible destinations for people from here, apparently. Huh. Really? That's surprising. I wouldn't have picked Ireland for that. But there you go. God damn it, newest girl, stop. Like, I mean, you joke, but people in my state have been like unironically saying that, and it's really worrying. Either Southern Ireland or Canada. Interesting. Take the bait. No. I see through you. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings? You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Papalimo were here all along? Well, Y'shtola will be relieved. And also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of Alamarja. Of the Amalja. Your lunch break is still on. Oops. Dolt. I don't usually do that during FF14 streams, and clearly I haven't gotten that into my head, regardless of the stream I'm doing. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit, even as we speak. We must make for Zaharak without delay. Agreed. If there is naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. And so they go forth, in accordance with the Griffin's plan. Players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at the ready and pray that chance is seized. For never shall we know its like again. Oh dear. I confess I expected a warmer greeting. Get off the screen. But we must not jump to conclusions, not until we have braved the Bowl of Embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Oh, several cutscenes? This is probably going to be the last thing of the stream then. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Like, I don't have a hard cap on when I need to stream or when I need to stop. But I do want to at least give myself some time to possibly go up to the shops if it stops bloody drizzling. Hang on, let me check something real quick. Ooh, that's a lot of rain. Crap. I might need to change what I'm going to order for food tonight. Oh well. Anyway. Here we go.
This isn't right. The Emulger would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
I'm going to raise the volume just a bit. This seems like it's going to be an important thing.
By the 12. Will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god.
Oh wait, that's literally what we're doing.
It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncle! Defend me!
Damn.
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alizé!
She's not very good. Well, then again, I guess we haven't really seen her fight, so, like, we haven't even been able to make a judgment yet.
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
Oh, she's a red mage, isn't she?
If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Let's finish this.
I did not think we were going to be having this fight here. This was a huge red mage teaser. Ah. That makes sense. One down.
Soon enough.
There's no escape!
Excuse me? Okay, I was not expecting that. Oh my god, I missed it. Fuck me. What? Alright. Motherfucker. He's invulnerable? Oh. Fuck.
It ends now.
I knew he was a summoner.
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
I knew it.
Mine apologies, Master Alphino. That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
I love him. Oh my god. This extra motherfucker.
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop.
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them.
Yeah, wow, this is a goddamn huge red mage teaser.
Make ready! They come! I must have more ether. The ether! Ugh, it's not enough!
That's it. Stack up, dumbasses. Do it! What do you mean? Are you serious? I was standing right next to it, you piece of garbage. Come on.
I can feel it. Just a little more.
Oh, that's perfect.
Hurry it up, neighbor.
Poor fucking fools.
I'll crush you.
Oh, shit. Oh, that was bad. God, did I put that right on the... Oh my god. Oh no, he's not focusing on me. Get fucked.
Tis done. With this blade, I banish the darkness.
No. Not like this.
I'm assuming that was a limit break of some kind. The FF equivalent of a DBZ beam struggle. Yeah, it's... Well, I mean, it's much more interesting than just a beam struggle. Because there is actual, like... Because it's more of a one and done, and you just have to prepare well. Prepare and defend well.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
Very true.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt plains with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye. Like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders, and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We cannot, we will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
There were only 5.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle.
What are you going to do?
Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
Why? What? Did we bring everyone here?
What is this place?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From 2 worlds do we gather, and from 2 worlds do we offer a bounty of light.
What is going on?
In this desperate hour, we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Minfilia.
Blessed children of the First, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
Why now?
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiac's will, so too must others carry out the will of Hydaelyn. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light.
I guess there's an argument that she was obviously, like, waning at some point during the game, but... and we have no frame of reference from when this stuff happened, so, like... And we're also talking about interdimensional, inter-reality kind of things, so, like, who knows how fucking time works with that.
Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Hydaelyn had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength longsword. And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the First's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away!
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal? And at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servant of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
It is a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
I guess it turns out Arianger was planning something. Holy fuck. That is an intimidating level of, like... Yeah, man with a plan is fucking right. God damn. Like, we all doomed back to fetch quests now. Yeah. Well, guess that's the end of that. like that is almost how cleanly that was, like, finished. Arianger had made a plan to be able to save their world, and they're just like, oh. Well, I mean, that works for us then. See ya. Jesus Christ. I think that easily puts Arianger at the top of the hierarchy of like masterminds in this game. What's especially remarkable, though, is that he managed to do this without being someone like Taleji or Lolorito or the Monetarists or the or like any of the grand companies. He managed to do that by himself. Holy fuck. Yeah, I did not expect that plotline to be wrapped up so conclusively. Granted, it obviously hints at, look, this is what happens when you fuck up. And there is put forward by the Warrior of Darkness that, hey, light and dark isn't necessarily the dichotomy here. It's about, like, saving your world. A man with a book and a huge brain. Yeah. Like, if anyone was going to be able to pull off something like that, it was Arianger. He's always built up as the eloquent one, the one that's constantly studying and all this shit. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Even worse, this is what happens when you blindly do what you think is right. Yes. Yes. And Arianger pretty much just says it outright, but, like, there are a lot of parallels between the First and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And that was a big payoff to, like, or it puts forth the thing that it's been slowly building up in the past, and that's like, fuck, I just lost it. Oh, god damn it. Actually, you know what the crazy thing is about that particular sentiment? Even worse, this is what happens when you blindly do what you think is right. Like, even at the very end, the Warriors of Darkness, or the Warrior of Darkness is like, no, we just killed the Warrior of Light. That'll do it. One life for one world. But Arianger actually manages to pay off on that thing without blindly just doing the immediate thing that seems right. We're about to refer to the path we've been on and our sacrifices. No. So, there has been a question that was mounting, when it came to... Oh, fuck, no, I have actually lost it. Is it any better out there? No, it's still raining. Fuck. It's almost been 3 hours, so I might take a break, because I am going to play this later tonight as well. Hell, I might just chill and do some Marauder leveling off stream. Blind Faith in Heidelin. Yes, that was it. Because... Yeah, that was it. That was it. Because I posed the question that, actually, let me turn the stream down back a bit again. Back to there. Because I posed the question, like, everyone was like, I wish I could remember the context exactly, but, everyone was really upset that Minfilia is essentially dead to them, removed from this world. And a lot of people were like, well, fuck. You know, that wasn't right. That shouldn't have happened. We should have been able to keep her, blah, blah, blah. And, like, what Matoya points out is that, like, well, sacrifice is gonna happen. Like, whether directly, indirectly, or intentional or not, you will make sacrifices, and some of those sacrifices will be lives. But then, the thing there is not to question, so they disagree with what Minfilia wanted. Minfilia was blindly trusting Heidelin, and Matoya is like, well, sacrifices have to be made. But everyone is upset that Minfilia is obviously in this situation. But it's the thing there is not to question Heidelin's purposes, methods. It's to question whether Minfilia just blindly trusting that Heidelin had the best thing at heart. Like, was that good? And weirdly, it does paint this like it was, but only because Ariange knew what he was doing. But a thing that I feel like wasn't really... Hang on. Because the Warrior of Darkness points out, like, why now? The light has been, like... Grab my hand quickly. Yeah, now you deign to answer our prayers. I will suffer this fast no longer. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. She has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. So it just it paints that like Heidelin just wasn't capable of actually stopping it. But why did it come to that? I feel like I'm getting away from the point now, and I'm just kind of dancing around, but really need to go. No worries, this. Hope you have a good one. It'd be really late where you are. Get some sleep. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I mean, I'm obviously a night owl as well, but yeah. I'm trying to think of what am I trying to say here? Yeah, so do you mean why was Heidelin not strong enough till now? No, because that's where I felt like I got off track, because like it was a thing of motivations, but then it was pointed out by Minfilia, which, I mean, we don't know how reliable that word is, but I mean, for the moment, there's no reason not to trust her other than the fact that she might literally just be Heidelin, an extension of Heidelin. Yeah, so like there was questions of motivations then, especially when the Warriors of Darkness put forward that, hey, our world's being fucked over by light. We did everything right. and it's gone even worse. And that was because they were warriors of light. They were doing that, right? So it brings up the question of motivations, and it has before with that thing I pointed out about what the connections between Minfilia's sacrifice and what Matoya points out about sacrifice. But then, yeah, that's the weird thing, because it kind of implies that, like, Hydaelyn led them down the path that would destroy that world, and it started getting destroyed by light, but now they're like, we won't let it die. And it's like, how did that happen, right? Maybe it doesn't actually undermine that question then. I mean, we're getting to the point in the narrative now where there are so many things actually going on that trying to recall specific threads of what happened is starting to... Even having done this for like 2 weeks or something. There are some theories on this. There are some theories on this, but I let you come to that yourself later on. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's impenetrable. Like, the game has not told me the reasons for that. Probably for very specific... like, obviously to leave that to speculation, if anything. And to leave that question open, because suddenly we're like, well, I mean, if light doesn't guarantee what's good for the world, then what do we do from here? Yeah, the point I was trying to get at was that there's been a long kind of build-up towards, like, are we the baddies sort of thing? And the answer is, like... it's unclear, I guess. But now that the question's been raised... yeah. But this game has been, like, really, really good at picking up on things like that and actually exploring them. So, like, I feel content to, like, let that sit for the time being and just let it go, because I feel like it'll get there eventually. It would seem we are in southern Thanalan again. Minfilia's doing, no doubt. May the 12 speed her on her way. And the Warriors of Darkness, too. Cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the first, would they not... But mayhap that was their wish. An ending to mark a new beginning. Oh no. Okay, I'm doing this before I end the stream then. Unless this is a lot of things, in which case I'm gonna... yeah. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere. And this when I know full well there is yet work to be done. The crystals... leave them to me. I will go back into Zarak and secure them. The Amaljar will be still be in disarray after the thrashing the Warriors of Darkness gave them. They are not like to notice a lone bard skulking about. But Thancred, you don't have to do this. I know. But I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. Should go and find Hida and Popolimo. They must have finished searching the Mask's camp by now. Not that it matters anymore. You must be tired, Aldine. I know I am. If thou wilt permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. When didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with that Warrior of Darkness and the Ascian and White at the Great Library. I tried not to think the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that a part of me feared you had simply betrayed us. Would that there had been another way. Know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did. That you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Wait, what? What? Does she mean just, like, deceiving her? Wait. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. What, treating with the Warrior of Darkness and the Ascians? I mean... The only way... Yeah, but the only way that was even possible was to do that. Aldine, forgive me, but I believe the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to rest for a while. If that will grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee unto a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, Warrior of Light. Where are we? Oh, okay. Ooh. That is a big winged bird. Like... Bird mount, yeah. I don't know, like... Maybe... Does that specifically bother me because the game has explicitly brought up the idea that maybe the light and dark dichotomy isn't the thing that needs to be, or the general dichotomy of light and dark isn't the thing that should be considered here? Like, the Ascians are doing awful shit, but they also know a lot of shit. And obviously aiding them in their efforts is not good. But they would, like, it... Like, I get the feeling that the only way this was possible is if he was, in fact, treating with the Ascians. But I guess that hasn't been established. But if that's not the case, then what's the big deal? It's fucking nothing. Oh, this is gonna... damn it. What about Aldine? Alfino said you would be joining us. 'Twould seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth, insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache. That doesn't mean she has to like it. I guess not. And it's unclear if it's... yeah, okay, let me be clear then. It is a bit unclear if she's like, that's unforgivable, or if it's like... Yeah, I mean, I guess you had to do it, but fucking the Ascians, really? Like, if it's a more just, like, I don't really agree with that. It's, no, they're our enemy. Instead of, like, I'm never trusting Oriange again. It seems to be the lighter version of that, where it's just kind of, like, putting it as it is, rather than putting any sort of weighty judgment behind that. But the fact that she apologized was the bit where I was like, I mean, you can disagree, but why do you have to apologize? It feels like there is more than just a statement of fact in that. I don't know. Did you perchance find one in Zaharak? You guys missed some shit. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just... I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, aye, but also affirming. Now, you know, I believe it is past time Ida and I rejoin the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Though I am loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from your more dispassionate perspectives, and I hope that we might, in turn, offer our own opinions on the many challenges that you have faced in our absence. God, this has been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. You should be glad to recount them, and Tataru's tales may well surprise you. Oh. Hey, man. Ida? Ida? Ralgar be praised, it is you. Oh. Ida, alive and standing before me, in the flesh. I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come now. Has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gundobald. I fought beside your father in the Revolution. Do not think less of her, friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways, but the resistance were always welcome in Little Alamigo. They gave us hope, and young Ida here most of all. Aye, Ida here was always full of fire, ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumours, and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nary a day older. Well, what can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. How can you tell that she's, like, not a day older, but she's... Okay. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with my friends here, the Scions. Oh, sorry, we were still the Circle of Knowing back then, right? Anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about. And we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Pray forgive her. It has been a very long day for us all. I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. Let us return to the Rising Stones. Hell's take me for giving you that mask. Excuse me? Hell's take me for giving you that mask. Huh. I could be wrong, but that feels like it was implying that... Actually, I don't know which way I want to interpret that. Giving you that mask. And if that... Like, I'm not sure how, what's his name, recognized Ida. But I would presume part of it is the mask. But if Papa Limo is like, I shouldn't have given that to you, does that imply that Ida is not Ida? Or that she'd be recognized. Oh, maybe he's like shooting himself, or maybe he's like kicking himself for giving her that mask because that is Ida's kind of symbol, and it would make her stand out to those people. It's another thing to mull over. Yeah, because it's either kicking himself for making her recognizable, or kicking himself for making her recognizable as Ida. And I don't know which way I want to go with that. And I think there's no specific way to interpret that at the moment, given what we know. Welcome home, Aldine. I trust your journey was uneventful. You will be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he has delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we can declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Y'shtola and Kryl, and brief them on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meet to discuss the future. That it would. And Oriange is back in his thing again.
It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Minbreda.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Kryl.
Orianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. Would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes.
Wait, no, it was focusing... I think it was focusing on the fact that he lied rather than was working with the Ascians. Okay, no. Thancred is saying this on behalf of the Scions, but Alizé may have different opinions on the matter. That's not.
She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alizé?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities.
I mean, we're in a pretty loose definition of an organization right here. So that might help.
That being said, this new approach you propose is wholly objectionable. And we've always got him to keep us from bickering.
I mean, I just stand here like a mute most of the time.
I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
I think I might order a burger. I do need more soft drink, though. I mean, I'm probably going to go into a field and swing an axe a bunch. Learn to tank. That sounds like fun. Burger.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Look at them, Aldine. The signs of the Seventh Dawn. Look how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome, all of it has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together. Nice. The front doors crash open. No.
world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain.
Who is this?
Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, my friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tuximati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand. Thank you. I shall guard it well. There is cause to hope.
Sounded.
Every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. That's his double, no doubt. Fucking knew it. True believers are so readily led. I have given them everything they desired, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted then? Was it all worth it in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a surfeit of light or dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. Be it host to a surfeit of light or dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. So they want, or he wants, balance? Huh. As for the pawns, whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Fucking god damn it! Oh! Throw them into the abyss! Motherfucker, I knew that was... Oh... Warrior of Light isn't very smart. Fucking neither is Emmerich. Just cast them into the thing. No one could possibly... God, fuck. Yeeting is not the answer. No yeeting. Fuck me. Remember they believe that Hydaelyn is causing imbalance. Yeah, because it would follow a similar logic to the way that the Warriors of Darkness as well went, where all darkness was eradicated, so there was but light, and then it became a void. Yeah. The Eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds, you have proven yourself the most deserving. Hey, that's my big, dumb, hot digital BF you're slandering. I mean, you already called him dumb, so at least we're in agreement there. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. Total himbo, as the kids say. For him, no, he's not a himbo. So it was here all along. Oh! Hi, Nero. What are you up to? Oh, just wait. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. Isn't that the place where I channeled the Aether of Bahamut? And I mean, I know that was in that area, that was in the general area of that place, but that was like the exact thing. Tidings from Gear Urbania. Which sounds like we're getting into Stormblood now. So, I'm going to finish up right here, give myself a chance to go to, and that's patch 3.4. Yeah, so this is the stuff that's going to directly lead into it. Cool. Neat. Yeah, so I'm going to stop the stream here for a bit, give myself a chance to go to the shops if I need to, but also eat dinner, unwind, and stuff like that. I'm going to be back later with, perfect timing. I mean, I've been going for like 3.5 hours, Doey. I'm sorry. Love you too. Yeah, so I'm going to be back later tonight. Probably in like 3-ish hours or so. Depends on when I feel like it. But yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a break. And then we're going to get back to the story. And more of this. The way this is going, I might actually do more FF14 tomorrow instead of Ace Attorney again. Like I said, my sub is almost up. Or my current game time is almost up. So I want to get as much of this in as I can during that time. And next weekend is going to be Path of Exile, so I'm not going to be renewing it, at least for the immediate future. Because if I pay time for it, I want to be actually playing it. So yeah. See you in like 2.5, 3 hours. For those live, at least. But either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have if you're watching live or on the VODs, I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day. And I shall see you all soon, hopefully.